I'm willing to bet that you clicked on this video because you want to gain weight, but you struggle to do so. That's something to keep in mind, is there's a very small percentage of the population that actually burns so many calories that they have to eat a stupid amount of calories like you're gonna see in this video. And I happen to be in that small percentage of the population, as I'm sure you are as well. So that's why I'm creating this video. It's something special for all the skinny boys and girls out there that I can relate to. This meal plan I'm gonna show you, as well as the meal plan that I personally used to put on 25 pounds in 1 month. Now, it's not all muscle. I'm gonna be giving you some disclaimers. I'm gonna show you how you can actually get way more out of this meal plan than I did myself, all right? So for those extreme hard gainers, I can relate with you. So come on with me. I'm gonna show you how to fix that. What's good, YouTube? It is your boy, John Mango. I'm representing Beyond the Iron. We're looking to take your fitness and your nutrition further so you may change your life forever. All depends on whether or not you decide to roll with this advice, and I definitely recommend that you do. Now, I don't know if you can tell, well, let me show you right here. I'm actually getting ready to meal prep myself right now. I figured what better time to explain to you skinny boys and girls that have requested for a little while now for me to show you the meal plan that I use to put some size, some serious muscle on my frame. Because like I said at the beginning, it was very difficult for me to do. However, difficult does not mean impossible. We gotta put the excuses to the side and we're gonna dive into this meal plan. Now, I'm gonna throw out the first caution right now. This meal plan is extremely high calories. This is only for people that want to gain weight. That's the second disclaimer, is we're talking about weight gain if you're not careful. However, at the end of the video, I'm gonna explain to you exactly how to manipulate this and how to incorporate it so that you don't gain just a lot of weight and fat. Instead, that you keep it conservative and that you gain pure muscle over time. Like I said, I gained 25 pounds in 1 month. However, this is somewhat of a regret. I'm glad that I learned, even though it was the hard way, but now I can teach you exactly how to avoid that and get the most out of this plan. All right, so I'm actually gonna start cooking up. I'm gonna show you as I cook, and I'm gonna explain the meal plan as we go along. Now, before I do that, I wanna quickly jump into a bit more of the backstory behind this meal plan and behind why I know that this is gonna help any and every skinny boy or girl, no matter what, put on the weight that they're looking for. Now, here's the deal. Like I said, I was a skinny boy or girl. I relate to you, okay? A lot of these people, they may not understand what it's like to have to eat over 4,000 calories a day just to maintain your weight. I even got a message from somebody asking me for a 7,000 calorie meal plan. Now, either one, they're over exaggerating, they may not actually know how many calories they need. Two, they really don't care about getting fat, or they want to get fat. Or three, they're actually 0.00001% of the population that would actually require 7,000 calories. In which case, I got nothing to complain about, and neither do you. But that being said, this meal plan is going to be appropriate for putting weight on anybody. I'm talking 99% of you out there will put weight on this meal plan. So be cautious, wait until the end of the video, watch the whole thing all the way through, because there's very important information at the end that you're gonna want to apply to avoid a lot of hardship, avoid gaining fat, and avoid not really reaping the ultimate rewards you could from following this meal plan. All right, so the little backstory, if you followed or checked out my Skinny Boy Solutions series, maybe you haven't. If that's the case, I definitely urge you to check it out. Click right there. This series is gonna contain recipes that I basically made from scratch and decided this is what I'm gonna do so I can gain weight. All right, now the first thing you gotta do is make that decision. So I made that decision. First time I was able to bulk up to 220 pounds, all right? Then I cut back down to 200 pounds. Wasn't looking as good as I wanted. I figured, hey, it worked last time. I put some muscle and strength on. I'm gonna blast this again. I went up to 230 pounds, cut back down to 200. Still made some progress, not where I wanted to be. So the third time I said, I'm gonna crank this up to 245 pounds. Because I thought, you know what? I understand now what it takes. Calories in versus calories out. High protein, keep getting stronger in the weights, and I'm gonna be massive, or so I thought. Now what happened was I decided to ramp up the calories as much as possible, okay? And I made a few mistakes that I'm gonna be explaining down the line that kinda led me to go out of control. But one thing to keep in mind is the meal plan I'm gonna explain to you right now is literally just 1 day of essentially the same foods, okay? So I decided, okay, I'm gonna figure out some foods that are gonna be healthy. Obviously I didn't know much at the time, so I thought chicken, broccoli, rice, these were gonna be staples, right? I wanted to go for more cleaner foods, so you won't find junk foods, so to speak, in this meal plan. However, as I found out, and this is one of the first signs that made me realize calories in versus calories out is everything before choice of food is, I got extremely fat eating nothing but healthy foods. Okay, so that might change your perspective on things as you go through this meal plan. But one thing is for sure, it was an extreme amount of dedication. It's not gonna be easy, but I still do not regret doing what I did because I did gain a lot of muscle and I learned an extreme amount about how the body works and about how to manipulate a meal plan and just a lot about nutrition in general, all right? So that's all I wanted to say was this meal plan was truly something that I've given to fellow skinny boys and girls that I know in person, and they've personally blown up from it and gained more weight than they ever have. Before we get into how to adjust and all that good stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through what the meal plan actually is. All right, so look, I know that the title says 5,000 calorie meal plan. However, this one is actually closer to 5,200 calories, okay, after everything. Now, one thing you're gonna note is this meal plan is hilariously simple. However, simple does not mean that it's easy. All right, so it's actually gonna comprise of 6 total meals, but 5 of those meals are the same. I'm also gonna give you some alternatives here that I would throw in every now and then. And again, they're all connected to the Skinny Boy Solutions. I broke down essentially my meal plan into some other recipes that I'd use as a backup. So let's get started. The first thing I had, if you wanna check out the exact recipe, it's gonna be right here. You can click it. It is my top video, Skinny Boy Solutions. It's a 1,500 calorie shake, okay? This is an extremely high protein, 2 scoops protein, 1 cup of oats, 2% milk, peanut butter, all of it, creatine, you know, banana. This is an insane shake, and I started every single day with this one 1,500 calorie shake. So boom, right off the bat, before I head to work, I got 1,500 calories in me, so I'm good. Now, another thing I want to mention is I was actually at LA Fitness working there at this time, and I was working up to 70 plus hours a week. For some people, for myself even these days, 70 hours isn't that much compared to what I do now. However, 70 hours a week of always moving, always dealing with clients, always having to be somewhere and do something, just goes to show that I made no excuses, and you should have no excuse either, all right? 70 hours a day. I would start at 8 a.m. usually in the morning, and I'd go up until 10 p.m. a lot of the days. So this is what I did. I wake up in the morning, I have that shake. After that, I would actually cook first thing in the morning. So yes, I'd have to wake up a little early for this. I would cook up the next 5 meals. Like I mentioned before, they're all the same meals. Are you ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. I don't think you're committed enough to make these gains that I'm trying to give you right now. But let's see what you're made of. So the next 5 meals were all the exact same. It's gonna be chicken thighs. It wasn't chicken breast. Chicken thighs, which has a little more fat, but I like the taste better. All right, so the chicken thighs were actually at just about 7 ounces per meal, 7 to 8 ounces per meal for 5 meals, right? Now I topped off each meal with some carbs, of course, actually a lot of carbs, and we're looking at 2 cups of Uncle Ben's parboiled rice. Again, you can get that at Costco. 2 cups per meal, 5 meals, that's 10 cups a day. I'm consuming over 2,000 calories of just rice and just carbs every single day. On top of that, I also, because I wanted to keep it clean, I also had 1 cup of mixed veggies with each meal. So one thing is for sure, I was getting my micronutrients, I was in an extreme caloric surplus, and I kept it all healthy foods, man. Everything was on point, right? So that is the meal plan in a nutshell. 6 meals. The first one is the only one that differs from the next 5. All right, now you're probably thinking, man, how do you eat the same things every single day? Well, it's simple. You're not in a position to choose what you want to do at this point, all right? Beggars can't be choosers. You're looking to put on some size, you gotta buckle up, you gotta suit up, you gotta boot up, you gotta suit up, and you gotta shut up, all right? You just gotta do it, and that's that. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're eating this many calories, it is not for enjoyment, okay? It is for purpose, it is for muscle, it is for gains. So that was my mentality going into it, and that has to be your mentality as well. Now, like I said, I'm gonna give you some alternatives as to how I was able to, still keep adherence high, because yes, of course, it could still get boring every once in a while. However, my entire mindset was purpose. I was working 70 hours a week. I was focused on money. I was focused on muscle. Money, muscle, money, muscle. It's not a bad life, I must say. Every once in a while, I would get sidetracked. I had to deal with something at lunch. I had to do something after work. So what I would do is I would replace some of these meals, okay? Instead of having all the meals, I would save them for the next day if I didn't get to them. And on lunch, I'd only have 7 minutes. Sometimes I'd drive and I do this recipe, the 3,000 calorie Subway snack. That's right, I would do the 3,000 calorie snack and some of the other meals. So these days, I would probably be in the 6,000 calorie a day range or more. Other nights, if I wasn't able to get the last 3 meals in for the day or the last 2, I would do this recipe, which was the pasta of the gods. The greatest thing, and I had that right before bed, KO into a pasta coma. Now, this is gonna be my next disclaimer. Just because this worked for me, I'm not saying that you should do it, okay? I'm just trying to give you some insight as to how I was able to put on mass and maybe open your eyes as to the reason why you're not putting on mass. The truth of the matter is this: skinny boys and girls don't necessarily have extremely high metabolisms unless you're really active and burning a lot of calories. The problem with us is that we typically have small appetites, all right? So when you think you're eating a lot because you're stuffed, the truth is you're really not eating a lot. Now, if you're anything like me and you combine extreme metabolism, 2 to 3 hour workouts a day, working 70 hours a week, being 20 years old, then, I've probably got it one of the hardest out of most people out there. So I just want to kind of open your mind up as to the possibility as to how you're going to gain the weight using an extreme amount of calories. Now, it doesn't have to be chicken thigh and rice for you. It could be sweet potato and it could be fish instead. You got to pick the things that you enjoy, and something, it's not maximum enjoyment, but one thing I could tell you is that I had no care in the world. I was eating everything and anything. When I'd go to events, boom, give me it all. Give me it all right now. So, obviously there is a problem with that. It sounds like it's cool, it sounds fun, and yeah, you do get strong, but the problem is you're gonna have to cut that eventually because it's not healthy. My waist grew about 38 inches. I mean, it didn't grow by 38 inches. It went from a 32 to a 38 to a 40 even. I think I was somewhere around there when I started realizing, hold on a second, I'm friggin' fat. So definitely a big disclaimer is I wouldn't take it to this extreme. However, I did get plenty of requests to show you a 5,000 plus calorie meal plan. And like I said, 7,000 calories, which I'm not gonna do a 7,000 calorie meal plan because it's just no point. Just take this meal plan and add something else to it. I mean, it's just math at the end of the day. Now we're gonna talk about why you shouldn't gain more than a certain amount of weight. So when you're doing this, start doing it, track your weigh-ins. You know me, I like saying track everything, get data. If those weigh-ins start jumping up 3 pounds a day like mine were, then you're probably going a little bit too fast, all right? So I would definitely tone it back, cut the calories a little bit, swap 2 cups of rice for maybe 1.5 cups to 1 cup of rice each until you find a good balance to where you're gaining at a rate of maybe 1 pound per week, all right? So 4 pounds a month. Over a year, that would technically be 48 pounds if you stay consistent and adjust accordingly. Now, it still is a lot of weight, but doing it at a slower rate while tracking, something I didn't do was track my workouts. I recommend you track the workouts at the same time to ensure that your strength to weight ratio is not going down. So another thing to keep in mind is when you gain weight really quickly, you are getting stronger every time you go in the gym, but it's probably not actually that much in relation to your body weight's increase. So in reality, you're probably getting weaker. For example, I hit a 3-plate bench about a year ago, and I was roughly 215 pounds. Whereas when I was 245, I also only hit a 3-plate bench press once or twice. So the strength is actually way lower. So it's another thing to keep in mind. Track the weights. And another thing I'm gonna tell you is do the cardio. You want to do cardio. Now again, all the skinny boys and girls watching this gonna be like, why would I do cardio? It just makes it harder. Listen, you gotta listen to me. If you don't, you're gonna end up like me and you could have been where you wanna be 2 years earlier, all right? So this is why I'm telling you this, to help you from making those same mistakes. Do cardio and just don't make excuses. Don't say, well, I can't do cardio or I'll lose. No, that's entirely in your mind. If you eat 5,000 calories a day and do cardio, you're gonna have sick cardio and you're still gonna gain weight, all right? So that's basically going over what you wanna look out for, a couple disclaimers, also kind of giving you an idea of why you don't wanna gain 25 pounds in a month. So, you know, if maybe you're gotten to this point, you're wondering, well, why have you told us this meal plan then? It's just to show you what I was willing to do, okay? Now for skinny boys and girls, for overweight people, you have to be willing to go and sacrifice and go to that. You have to be willing to sacrifice to get yourself to the next level. Okay, the same thing applies either way. Skinny boys and girls, sometimes you're gonna have to stuff your face until you're full and then stuff it a little bit more. Okay, if you're not willing to do that, then hey, you're just not as serious about gaining weight as you want. You're not as serious about gaining muscle, or you know, maybe you're just not educated or realize that this is what needs to be done sometimes. Same thing if you're overweight, you're trying to lose fat. You know, I specialize in fat loss now as well. And the truth of the matter is, you're gonna be hungry. You gotta understand that there's gonna be times when you're hungry, your body's in a starvation state, so accept it, push through it, and learn from it, okay? Push through and create discipline. That is the purpose of the meal plan I'm telling you today. Now, some people did follow this exact meal plan in the past, and they got a little bit fat as well. So I always say this with a disclaimer. If you're okay with getting fat, you just wanna put weight on, fine, go ahead and mimic the same meal plan that I showed you. But if you really want to just take things slow, I recommend this. 1 pound per week is what you should aim for. I can guarantee you a couple things. One, you're gonna save money because you're not gonna have to cook a whole friggin' tub of chicken every day. Trust me, that's not fun. And two, you get to cut the calories down. It's gonna be easier for you to eat that much, all right? So do the cardio, stay healthy. No need to just get fat. I know you want to get big because you've never been big, but trust me, it's just not worth it. You'll get there down the line. As you see, it's much better to be big with muscle and lean. You feel much better, you feel much healthier. When the shirts are loose at the bottom, you got a smaller waist, you just feel and look better, okay? Another thing I wanted to tell you before we take off here is I did have one other thing. Since I told you that I cooked those meals in the morning, what I started doing since I was working so many hours, I got up to 80 hours, I actually started getting my mom, yes, I outsourced the cooking to my mom. I paid her every single day to actually cook the meals, and trust me, it was worth it, because if I didn't get those meals cooked, I wouldn't have done it myself. I was getting burnt out and I wouldn't have made the gains. So again, what are you willing to do for it? Are you willing to eat 6,000 calories a day? You don't have to, but you gotta be willing to, just in case you do have to. All right, this is all a mentality game. Skinny boys and girls, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Again, my name is John Mango. I'm here from Beyond the Iron. Why Beyond the Iron? Because we're taking your results beyond the weight room. That's where the magic happens. That's where the knowledge combines with the mindset, and that is where you take what you do in the weight room and expand and exponentially improve on that. So thank you so much for watching. I'm here to help you take your fitness and nutrition further so you may change your life forever. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more skinny boy stuff, if you want more fat loss stuff, either way, let me know in the comments below. I'll be sure to get back to you. I really appreciate everybody that watches this and everybody supporting the channel. We're gonna keep growing. I'm gonna keep pumping out content for you, all right? Please let me know what you want to see next, and I'll make it a priority to make that video for you. That's it, everyone. Thanks again, and I'll see you in that next video. I'm out.